Hi, I'm Cordell Davis, and I'm here with Dorie Dahlberg at the Alfa Art Gallery, and she's in our Winter 2020 Photography Moment of Focus exhibition. Now, Dorie, could you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. I went to Mason Gross right here at Rutgers. I was a print major then, works on paper, drawing, and so forth. I did photography kind of for myself. I didn't really think of it as something that I might show at the time. I went to Pratt for graduate school for design. And around the same time I started teaching in North Public Schools, so I'm a retired teacher. While I was doing that, photography went digital. And I was a film person, so I had to teach myself some digital language. And but then a few years ago, I started scanning negatives, and I really liked the way my film work looked from back in the 80s and the 90s, so I started using film again.
Excellent. Can you tell me about your art making process, the thinking and the execution?
Okay, the process for me now is I do shoot film. I have a couple 35mm cameras and a medium format camera, and they're all old because you don't get new film cameras these days. I process my black and white, and then I scan the negatives, and I do post-processing in Lightroom. So I have eliminated the darkroom chemical part of it.
What is something you hope the viewer takes away from your work?
Well, I lived in North Jersey while I was teaching, but I grew up at the Jersey Shore, so I've gone back there. I moved back there in 2012. I really like the Jersey Shore in the off-season, when it's a little bit desolate and foggy days and storms and things like that, and I like that. I sometimes put people in my photographs, sometimes I don't. I try to look for some peculiar things, like I drove past, this is on the Ocean Road in Deal, and they wrap the shrubbery and stuff in the wintertime. This always reminded me of Cristo. And I drove past this so many times, and one day I just had to make sure I had my camera with me. I took this with an old Hasselblad, got out of the car and shot it in the dark because it just looks kind of peculiar. So I look for things like that. Last winter I did a series of women alone. I saw a lot of women walking the beaches and the boardwalks by themselves, and that became a series that I did. As far as subject matter goes, I mean, everybody has a camera in their pocket these days, so we have to, if you're going to be serious about it, you have to look or see or do something that probably can't be done with, a cell phone, so we've kind of had to up it a little bit. For me, going back to film has a softer, grainy kind of quality, and I have a digital camera that I very rarely use because I can't get used to how crisp and clear everything is. I don't know if that answered your question.
That's fine. Anything in particular that made you interested in the Alfa Art Gallery?
Well, a friend of mine sent the call over to me in an email and said, this might be interesting to you, so I followed up on the call. And again, here it is back in New Brunswick, so I have a connection to New Brunswick.
Thank you so much for your time. You can view more of her artwork and the work of our other artists at our website, alfaart.org.